All right, family. We live again with the general. You already know we got that fire today. You know, the hardcore analysis, commentary on what's going on over there in the Iran-United States conflict. Either the United States are out of missiles or they scared. You see, this we're gonna talk about it today. Either are they scared? Negotiations are not working and not will never work. Okay, they're not gonna negotiate about it, them nuclear. So it's showing that they trying to get the bomb. You know, they trying to get it. They saying that's not so. I mean, the only way you gonna have to bring devastation, or you gonna have to damn go in there on the ground. Before we get started, family, I want you to get over there to Patreon, man. We got that file over there. Man, y'all got to see this one. Freemasonry exposed, Wiccan, Luciferianism, and Satanism. And to the brothers out there that may not know, you need to know. You got to go to the higher ups. You got to deal with the top Freemasons, 33rd degrees, what they call the princes of the Freemasonry. You got to deal with it. They are into Luciferianism, Satanism, and Wiccan, and all other type of demonic, and Kabbalah and everything else. Check it out, family. Get over there to Patreon. Click the link in the top of the chat. Here we go. Either the United States are out of missiles, or they're scared of Iran, or they playing possum and they gonna wake y'all ass up in just 2 seconds. You see what I'm saying? But we can't keep it up. Yeah, Donald Trump ain't got much longer. You got about a week, man. You got about a week, or at two at the most. Two at the most, and people gonna want to see something rolling. You see what I'm saying? Just sitting out there, wasting gas and sitting out there doing absolutely nothing. These peoples is ready they ready to starve it out. That's really what it is. They are saying that we are gonna starve it out before, because if we go down, we'll never be able to rise up again. And so they gonna, the regime is already stopped. They stopped for about 2-3 years. They got all type of food, water, all the things they could, they need, as far as they luxuries and things. They already got that shit on the ground. They already been anticipating this war. They've been anticipating the United States coming in there, just like they went into Iraq, Afghanistan. And so they don't give a damn about the people. So you can bomb that. They already got the, other facilities underground. They're not dependent on the facilities that Donald Trump is bombing. That the United States, they're not dependent on them facilities. Not their personal facilities. Nah, those might be facilities that the people, and I'm quite sure it's some military sites that have been bombed, but I'm quite sure they got anticipated that they got something underground. They got something underground. And so we are at a standstill at this point. A lot of people say the United States is out of missiles. They've been selling a lot of damn missiles to Ukraine and so on and so forth. And we're going to talk about that a little later. So, is it true that the United States could be out of missiles? I doubt that very seriously. I doubt that. I doubt that very seriously. As many goddamn bombs they dropped during goddamn the war with Iraq and Afghanistan, they was in there at the same time. Shit. You know what I'm saying? They was in there at the same time. And when you get ready to go to war, when you think about World War II, they had to turn the United States into a war machine. You see what I'm saying? You got to turn, and that was, industry, but that was the basis. Thank you, family. I see family drop something in there. Appreciate you. Yeah, appreciate you. See, but that's one of the strengths and one of the weaknesses now today, because you didn't sacrifice the industry. You understand the manufacturing industrial base of the United States for cheap labor over there in Asia. So now you're weak. You ain't even making ships no more. But that just show you how the Neanderthal is so damn dumb. So damn dumb. You see, everybody, no, he dumb. He don't, and you be thinking, and these people be in the highest positions of the fucking government. And you understand what I'm saying? And listen, this motherfucker couldn't fight his way out of paper bag. You feel what I'm saying? And so we are in, I don't know how, this is about the third month, that we're in this this conflict with Iran, and they're willing and they're not, the negotiation, they're laughing. The people you sending over there, ain't they taking them for a joke. They taking them for a fucking joke. You see, Kushner, Kushner and this other guy, they taking them for a fucking joke. Like, man, y'all don't know what the man, get the fuck out of here. So, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Even J.D. Vance, he's not advanced enough. Donald Trump puts together this fucking puppet fucking cabinet of ass kissers. None of them are qualified. You see what I'm saying? None of them are qualified to do the fucking job. None of them. How in the fuck you gonna be? It's just crazy to me. I got a military family. I understand the ranks and the files and shit. How does a major become the Secretary of Defense? It's just like, man, if you had never was a general, you understand what I'm saying? If you never was a general, you know what I'm saying? How in the fuck can you become Secretary of Defense? You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about, normally you can't even be a one-star general. You got the damn near, you got your Joint Chiefs of Staff and shit. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't know, the Joint Chiefs of Staff is probably at least a 3 or 4 star. 3 or 4 star. You know what I'm saying? At least a 3 or 4 star. I don't know if you got to be a 4 star to be the Joint Chiefs of Staff. And so he's the top uniform soldier. You see what I'm saying? He's the top uniforms of all the branches. You see, he's the top, uniform soldier of all the branches. You see what I'm saying? The Joint Chiefs of Staff. So, you at least got to be I believe, the top general. You got to be 4 star. You understand what I'm saying? You got to be 4 stars and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's my belief. And so I would think that damn near the Secretary of Defense would damn near be close to that. You got to have in-depth understanding of what this military shit is really about. And I would even think and believe that, the Joint Chiefs, you got to have some operations, man. You got to have some resume of you already in operation in some type of wars and shit. And, because, how do you lead an army or the military if you've never been in, scraps, if you ain't never been in battles and shit? And so for this man to be a fucking major, this man was on fucking Fox News acting like a frat boy. They showing him in drinking and shit and turning up and drinking and shit and all, acting like a frat boy. You understand? He's still stuck in some type of frat mentality. All of these motherfuckers, and then you have to fire them and shit. You understand? Because they unqualified. He had to fire, what was it? The Attorney General. Then you had to fire some more motherfuckers. Now you want to fire the motherfuckers that ain't gonna ass kiss in the military. And like I say, they might not have been qualified, but neither is Headstep. Maybe they was qualified and they let him know, like, motherfucker, you ain't doing this shit right. They probably was telling them ahead of time, like, man, if you ain't gonna go in there, nigga, they gonna take over the Strait of Hormuz. They gonna do that's just that's a given. They're gonna do that. They're gonna do that. So what do you do in order when they get ready to do? What the fuck do you intend to do? You should know that ahead of time. You see what I'm saying? That shit should have been solved. You know, that shit sort of, yeah. People say you need time. No, motherfucker, you is at a standstill right now, you know, and the fact that you standing still while these motherfuckers, I think on a whole different level, you know what I'm saying? You don't know if them motherfuckers got underground tunnels. They could be bringing shit in from Russia and China already. Them motherfuckers, you don't know how long them motherfuckers been digging. And with China too, and the technology that Russia, China got, man, they could have been dug underground tunnels and shit to areas where they bringing shit in from out of the mountains. Shit, man, you don't think nobody would think if you had mountains like that? I mean, the United States got all type of bases in the mountain. That's just something that most people who got mountains in their country, they gonna do that. So you don't think they got motherfucking underground tunnels and shit already done? So they ain't got to bring everything in from the fucking Persian Gulf. Some of that shit coming through the mountains. You see what I'm saying? So why you sitting there and not pressing their ass? You don't know what the fuck they they bringing in and shit. You know what I'm saying? You supposed to go on, man. Listen here. The only way that motherfucking Iran is gonna submit is in fire. The only way that just like Japan and shit, when you drop them bombs on they motherfucking and they call a motherfucker like I quit. You understand when you hear a motherfucker say I quit, you know what I'm saying? No mas. No mas. You see what I'm saying? No mas. That means it's over. I'm done. I don't want no more. I tap. God damn it. And sometimes you can't let them tap. You know, because I believe when they had all, I believe that Japan was trying to tap on after that first, they were trying to tap. They might have been trying after that first bomb, they was trying to tap. And they say fuck that, and they dropped the second one anyway on their ass. Sometimes you can't let them tap. You have to choke them out. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes you can't let them tap. You gotta choke their ass out. And then when when a motherfucker wake up and say, "What happened?" You know what I'm saying? What happened? It's already lights out. You see what I'm saying? And Iran is just that type of country. And anybody fucking with them and not understanding that's how they get down, you naive to start a war with them. So either you're out of missiles, you scared, or you got a hell of a joker. Yeah, you got a hell of a joker, but you're gonna have to play that motherfucker within the next 2 weeks because people is and the economy and people's is gonna get terribly upset after about 1 or 2 more weeks. You see what I'm saying? And it ain't no movement. Motherfucker just stuck out there. Just stuck out there. You done brought all that and and money is being spent all the fucking while. We're paying for it, even if they just sit out there. Still need gas. You still gotta feed motherfuckers. Still burning oil. And I know we got all that shit, but still, it's money. It's money being burned just sitting there. You got 3 fucking aircraft carriers. Probably each aircraft carrier brought about 20 some other ships. They got submarines down in that motherfucker. So either they getting ready to run up in there, because they bringing a lot of people over there. Because I put that out there. I don't believe they scared, and I don't believe they out of missiles. But what I do believe is that they either understand that they're gonna have to go in there to some capacity, whether they want to go in there full strength or whatever. But they got enough ships and enough motherfucking planes over there to give some air support, and they just gonna have to kick ass and go in there and get who they need to get. They need to chop some more heads over there. Yeah, they chop some motherfuckers, but really it's a militarily run nation now. The military then took over. They didn't kind of booted the mullahs to the side. So that's the top mullahs is the one they respected, but they don't necessarily have the same respect for the ones that's way down the line. So again, that's what happened. Yeah. And so now they in their turmoil, and then so the military then took over. So now you got to focus on them. You got to punish their ass, man. Or this was really a wasted fucking, all this to come back, and they talking about no nuclear shit is on the table. No nuclear shit is on. So they saying they not even negotiating they nuclear shit. That's what they saying. So what the fuck is you gonna do? What the fuck is you gonna do? Family, get on over there to Patreon. We got the Freemasonry exposed, Wiccan, Luciferianism, and Satanism. Man, the research is phenomenal. It's off the chain. The visuals is stunning. Get over there, family. Get with me. Get with me, and I'll be right back. Black Power.